ABUS 3755, one of the high security manufactured locks on the market today. Can we pick this open? I haven't yet, but I do have a set of picks here. Let's see if we can get one of these picks to work. I'm picking this open. All right, and we got it. Follow along and we'll see if it works. Hello and welcome back to Locklab 101. What we have here is a ABUS 3755 high security padlock. I have not picked this open. I'm going to here pretty soon. I have been working on it, okay, and I'm going to kind of go through how I get to this point before I open it. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick this, and then we're going to talk about how my progression into getting this picked. Okay, all right, let's get it in a vise. Okay, don't compare yourself to anybody picking a high security lock like this on YouTube. Okay, why is that? So I'm going to pick this, and I suspect it'll take me, I don't know, 2 minutes or so, a couple minutes. What you don't see is the hours that I've been working on it before. So how I go about picking a disc detainer lock. So specific to this ABUS 3755, the turner disc or the disc that I'm going to tension could be one, it could be the first disc, it could be the last disc, or it could be any in between. So this is how I do it. I go in there and I count the discs. I'll come in here and I'll count each one of the discs, and I'll look at each one of the discs. So I'll halfway rotate them. And what you see is there'll be a disc like this. Somewhere along it there'll be a gate, a false gate, and then a true gate. And there'll either be a square like this, or there'll be a butterfly like this. Okay. All right. So in this lock here, the first disc and the last disc were butterflies. And I found that out when I was interrogating it with my 3-in-1 scope. Okay. So I'll turn all the discs a quarter turn, and then one by one I'll turn them back that quarter turn, and I'll look at what the profile of the opening in the center is. Okay, so the first disc and the last disc were butterflies, which means that the tension disc was going to be somewhere in the middle. Okay, as in all disc detainers, you need to advance all the discs, put them in a starting position. This is the disc detainer pick that I'm going to use. Okay, as you can see, we're tensioning off a number 5. Into number 5 here. This is a stabilizer down here, and that's the pick. That's the actual pick right there. And here, the vertical or horizontal lines here. When I insert this into the lock, I always want to put the pick so it's not raking on the discs in a like a neutral zone, and that's the neutral zone right here. Okay. This piece here I 3D printed, and it's just a spacer, and it's going to go on the face of the lock here, and it's just to stabilize it and keep it perpendicular. Okay, so neutral zone right there. Okay, so let's get set. So the first thing I want to do, I want to identify where the pick's at, and I want to come up alongside each disc. So I've obviously been working at this for a while, and I have a pretty good map of it right now. It hasn't been opened yet. It has been picked open. But right now I'm kind of following the map that I have already. Like I said before, it's been hours getting this. Bring 4 all the way down. And five's a mid turn. 6 stays where it's at, so I bypass 6, go on to 7. I know 7, and you'll see this from the map when we're done here. And then 8, I'll bring it down about a quarter turn, 8 to a quarter turn. Coming back to 7, which is right about a half turn. Come back at 8, 7. 7 may be a little low. Okay. Sometimes you got to release tension to get movement on the pick. So I'm coming back over the top of 6. Oh, I'm on 7, going to 8 again. And you can hear some of those clicks. Some of those are coming in and out of false gates. Other ones is that pick is coming off the disc. So I'm actually pretty confident on discs 2 through 5. That's why I'm spending more time on 7 and 8. But it's a little low there, so I'll bring it all the way down and then rotate it back up to the start position. And remember number 8. I'm on 7 now, but before one disc to the left there is number 8. That's a butterfly. So I have to be close about how far. I have to be careful about how far back to the set position, because I can, I guess you could call that overset it. Like right there, I may have overset it. Still working on number 7. Okay, we're on 8. 8's a butterfly again, so I have to be careful. And H is only coming down in 8th. 8 turn. Quarter to an 8th turn. Okay, there is definitely a false gate on 8. I keep clicking it in and bringing it out because it's and those false gates are very narrow. So they typically, well, there's not as much space in them. They're narrower. So I'm back down in the, let's say 5, the 5 region, which is a 5's a half, 50% turn, half a turn. Okay, coming down into 4, which is all the way down, and 3 that's all the way down, and then 2 is a no turn, and then we have the number 1 is a no turn. Well, number 1's the spinner on top. That it's the anti. Okay, there we go, and we got it. Okay. All right, there we go. That was quite the fight. Okay, so like that took us a couple minutes to do that, but it's really important not to judge your disc detainer picking ability based off of what you see on YouTube. Okay, why is that? It's because of this. Here's my progression chart that I used. Okay, so obviously I've been working on this for a while. Okay, what you saw me picking isn't reality. Okay, it's the last couple minutes of a longer process. And this is what that longer process looks like. I draw out each one of the discs and I start labeling them. Okay, I knew this was a butterfly and I knew that was a butterfly, like we talked about here. So I knew that one of these needed to be the Turner disc. Just so happens, if we're counting spinner as 1, then number 6 was the tension disc. Okay, and these dots here are what I found to be the false gates. So anywhere where I'd take it from 0 as I rotated, I would mark where all the false gates were and all the true gates, and I just started building this map out, okay, until I got this here. These here are the disc numbers, and I counted spinner as 1 just for simplicity. And these numbers up here are the numbers on the stadia lines that corresponded with the disc to get center mass of the disc. And then these here are the false gates and the true gates, or what I perceived them. Okay, so the last 2 minutes wasn't that's not picking reality. That's the last couple of minutes of a much longer process. So let's see if I can close this up and get this pick out of here. So let's talk about these picks here for a little bit. This goes from front disc tension, and all of this is adjustable, to each one of these is a different. So like on this one, number 2, I'm tensioning off disc number 2. So I progressively went through these until I found that the number 5, and so this is designed to be tension off disc number 5. I'm counting spinner as 1. I'm counting the spinner as 1. I know that's maybe that might not be good practice. It's just for simplicity's sake on my end. Okay, so I have starting from the front. So each one of these tensions on a different disc, and I just progressively went through it. I was finding gates, true gate, halfway through on the disc until I got to disc number 6 or 5 on here. This is the one that worked. This stabilizes it, this tensions it, and then this picks it right here. Okay, well, I hope you got something out of that. If you did, please consider watching my other videos, like and subscribe, and as always, thank you very much.